Greetings, YouTube. As I've said in the past, within any category, so long as you have any interest in that category, you will have something which can be labeled as your favorite. For example, I have no favorite professional sports team. I have no favorite sports team of any kind because I have absolutely no interest whatsoever in the category of sports. Nothing. Closest I come is robots that smash each other, and that's not really a sport. But today I'm going to talk about my favorite Christmas movie. We're No Angels, with Humphrey Bogart, Aldo Ray, and Peter Ustinov. This is not a new movie. This is back in the days when saying something was in Technicolor really meant something. And this is probably something that could fall into the category of dark humor. It isn't really horribly dark. At the time, however, it was probably considered dark humor. Nowadays, it's so banal we would put this on sitcom television without even batting an eye. There is no swearing. There is no actual violence. There is no bigotry or prejudice, really. There's a little classism in here, but not much. But it's a wonderful story of redemption. And I have a real soft spot in my heart for stories of redemption. In addition, it's got three actors who are just absolutely wonderful at their craft in a situation where they can play roles that are big and broad, and they get to chew up their scenes, and it's sweet, and it's innocent in a way that you just don't see anymore outside of like family only or uber clean Christian films like the Left Behind series or something Kirk Cameron's in. What was that he was in recently? Fireproof or something? But this is the story of three convicts. Albert, Jules, and Joseph. We have a murderer, an embezzler, and a safecracker. And they are in Devil's Island. They escape from Devil's Island, from the prison proper, into the town below it. Their goal is to find a way off the island, onto a ship, and home to France. To further those ends, they decide that they're going to kill the family that owns a general store, the only general store here in the city that supplies the prison with all its needs. In the process of doing this, they ingratiate themselves into the heart of the owner, Mr. Ducatel, and discover that he is actually a very kind-hearted, complete and utter bumbling idiot. They can literally run circles around him, particularly Humphrey Bogart's character, who is an embezzler, a con man, and he is an expert at it. He's the kind of person that could, sell snow to an Eskimo. In the process, they come to know the owner of the store, his wife, and who is, of course, extremely attractive, and his daughter, who's also extremely attractive, and discover that they are in horrible situations because the owner is a bumbling idiot, his business is collapsing around him, and when his cousin shows up, who is a hard-nosed businessman, things are not going to go well. These three prisoners discover that they feel something for these people. They represent something. They represent the family that they never had. Thing that they've missed because they've been in the prison system so long. Along with our three heroes, we have one smaller character who you never actually see, who walks around in a little box about this big, made out of wicker and bamboo. And his name is Albert. Is it Albert? Nope. Sorry. Can't remember the name of the snake, because it is a snake. And it's a really dangerous snake. It's a coral snake. How someone keeps a pet coral snake, I'm not really sure, but one of the prisoners does. And with these three people, who never actually harm anyone, and their pet snake, they eliminate the oppressive uncle, take care of his nephew, who is just as bad, set up the daughter with a heartthrob and someone to find true love with, save the business, redeem their own souls, and at the end of the film decide that, prison wasn't so bad, and if all else fails, next year we can do it again. Now, I usually watch this film once a year around Christmas time. In fact, I may well watch it tonight. I have a friend coming over, and she's not in a very good mood. This film never never fails to make me smile and want to cry. It's an older film. It was recently released on DVD. I actually had 2 copies of it on VHS, which I've gotten rid of now. So someone benefited from my largesse. But I love this movie. I caught it a number of times as a kid on television, and I discovered that you could buy VHSs of things. I bought one immediately, and I've never been able to figure out how I got a second copy. But I can't recommend this film highly enough. Now, there is another film called We're No Angels, which is 1980s era, which is about 2 bumbling cons in the kind of same storyline. They pose as priests, but it's not very good, so don't see it. This is definitely the perfect comedy for Humphrey Bogart, and anyone who enjoys that kind of golden era of films where Technicolor looked so much better than real life, you will love this movie.